Catherine Bearder, Liberal Democrat MEP for the South East. MEPs have reached a deal here on traffic offences. Just explain what it's going to mean.
Well, it does mean that there are a lot of European lorry drivers, car drivers driving on our roads, and at the moment the police can't enforce traffic offences such as driving with a mobile phone, speeding, that sort of thing. And so this now gives them the authority to go ahead and do that. And there will be a recognition system for number plates so they can trace them and track them down.
Now, the UK hasn't been part of this kind of agreement before. Other countries have. How significant is it for you that the UK will sign up to this deal, that this will, once it comes into force, also apply in the UK?
Well, I'm told that there's something like 1 every 6 minutes of a European vehicle committing an offence in the UK, and you know that clearly that is a loss of income on fines, but it's also a danger, and we need to be able to pursue them. If the police know that they can't do anything about them, then they'll have to just sort of turn a blind eye to them, and I want that to stop because I want our roads to be safe.
And as I mentioned, there's an enforcement period. The government have they have an extra 2 years to get this in place. Was that important for you, that there was a kind of a time period for the government to get this up and running?
Clearly that helps a bit when we're putting infrastructure in place, but the rest of Europe can manage to do it immediately, and I feel sorry that we can't do that immediately. There are people driving and committing offences, and I want them to stop. But if it means that we can do it properly, maybe we can have cameras that recognise the number plates as they come in at Dover and go out, because if you're here for 6 months, then you have to register your car in the UK. But we have to have some method of testing that. But the sooner the government can get things sorted, they can join immediately if they feel that they can. But they have got a 2-year period of grace. Ireland and Denmark are the only 3 countries that have managed to negotiate that. But when we're talking about safety, we should be talking about as soon as very possible.
And a word about the kind of on a related matter, an issue that's been raised to you, I understand, by a constituent about fines, parking fines for lorries and for cars with foreign number plates on the roads in places like Maidstone. How big a problem is that? That's not part of this deal. Do you see a European solution to it?
I'm sorry that it's not included in this. It's slightly complicated because you have road traffic offences are slightly different from criminal offences, and parking offences are different again because they're done by the local authority. So it is kind of complicated. It is a shame because I know that when I'm travelling around my constituency, I see foreign registered cars parking in a dangerous way or overstaying, and they know that they don't have to pay their fines. So the sooner we can do that, and that's what I will be pushing for here, the better, because it's unfair. Our drivers know the rules and obey the rules as best they can, and have to pay the fines if they don't. We need to have parity across the whole of Europe. One thing I think I should say is that I did mention that it's coming in for the rest of Europe immediately for road traffic offences. That means that British drivers driving on European rules could well be finding that in their letterboxes comes a fine from France or Belgium or the Netherlands if they've been speeding there.
Turning back to this idea of parking problems, I understand that Maidstone Council, which is one of the councils where this has been an issue, had to, over the last year, write off about £28,000 worth of tickets because it can't track down the drivers. It doesn't have a system to do that. Is that something you're following up here on a European level?
Well, yes. I mean, Liberal Democrats are all about delivering fairness, and this clearly is not fair that some people can park and disrupt the flow of traffic in Maidstone and other people can't. So I will be taking that up as an issue here in the Parliament, and to see if we can move that into this legislation. It is complicated, but I don't think that it's very fair that people of Maidstone who obey the rules or get fined if they don't obey the rules, are not treated fairly, and we should have a common area of driving. That means that we all have to pay our due if we disobey the rules.